Well, we had a wonderful night at Walmart, and we're just leaving. Look at this Walmart driveway lined with palm trees. Imagine that. We're headed for the Saguaro forest. We're going to go to the Red Hills Visitor Center and learn all we can learn about these beautiful cactus. Blasting down the road in the forest, you have to remember some of these cactus are 150, 200 years old, and it's quite amazing just to be there. To be there at night is something totally different. It's very mystical. Here we are on the gravel road looking for scenery, and once in a while we see an amazing cactus that makes a wonderful photograph. I just enjoy so much driving down the road. We're not going this fast, of course. This road is bumpy and we're taking it easy, but we speeded it up quite a bit so you can see the cactus that we saw and what it was like. Unfortunately, it was a pretty stark day without a lot of color in the sky, so we had to make do with what we could get. And towards evening, we had a little better luck with the sun change. And that's what I like to see, some color, subtle color in the sky, but you don't always get the wild sunsets that you do sometimes. It's pretty much luck of the draw when you're blasting down the road. Here we go, the sun's shining through the windshield, and I had an idea to get some other kind of shots. So here we go. This is what we're going to get tonight. We didn't get that shot yet, but there it is. That's what we're looking for. We're just cruising down the road. It's a nice day for a drive. It's short sleeve weather, and it's nice to be out of the snow in Ontario and headed down the road in the United States. These cactus are called the guardians or soldiers of the desert. They provide a habitat for birds. Some birds make their nests right inside the cactus. There's underground. The roots provide a place for mice and snakes to live in, and it holds water. Now, 1 cubic foot of cactus weighs about 70 pounds. Some people think you could drink the water out of the cactus, but in fact, it has high levels of chemicals that would make you very ill. Some phenolic things even. And there's Bella sitting beside a cactus. Some of the cactus hurt her feet. There's little tiny cactus in the sand that hurt Bella's feet. Here I'm setting up to make a photograph. I'm using the tripod because I'm going to have a fairly long exposure, and I'm using the long lens. I'm also putting the camera on anti-shake so that there will be a 2-second delay from when I push the button till the shutter opens. This allows everything to stop shaking. When you're working at night, you have long exposures. You want to use a fairly tight f-stop so you have some depth of field, so you have to watch for camera shake. Very important to use a slow shutter speed, tight f-stop like f8 or f11, and use anti-shake so the camera's not moving when the shutter exposes. I like trying to get the light coming through behind some of these things. You can see it's kind of a gray, overcast kind of a day. Now in the morning, we were at the center and they were putting the flag up. Very patriotic. I'm up on Signal Hill. These are some petroglyphs on the rock, looking out over the distance. I don't exactly know what this means. It's sort of a tortoise symbol, and here's like a spiral on one of the rocks and some mountains off in the distance. Here's a couple different kinds of cactus in the desert and some mountains in the background. I wish I had a little more color in the sky for these, but it's a stark day and we just have to make do with what we can find. It's getting a little later in the day and we're starting to see some color shift in the sky. That's better. Here we're parked up for a little bit of light lunch while we're waiting for things to change. Some of the cactus flowers, now these are past blooming, but they only bloom for 1 day, and the nectar pod is very deep inside the flower so that the birds actually pollinate the flowers for sure. Some of the thorns on the cactus that protect it from predators. There's some of the soldiers of the forest. Look at the pricklies on that one. When you rub up against those, it hurts. This was a beautiful flower. I have no idea what kind of flower it is, but I really liked it. I think it makes a wonderful photograph. This little guy was yelling away at me when I was walking by, so I had to stop and photograph him. He posed pretty nice. It was very windy, so his feathers are kind of ruffled. Now we're out in the desert again. It's sundown in the forest of cactus, and the sun's going down behind the mountains. We're getting some backlight coming through the cactus. A little more color in the sky now. It's getting to be nice. Oh, I'm getting excited now. I'm running from cactus to cactus. Got the tripod with me, and I'm trying to get the good shots. Got Bella in tow with us. It's starting to get darker. Everybody else has gone home now. They're probably in a nice hotel watching TV or something while I'm looking for good photographs. I think I got a nice three-dimensional effect there with the sunlight behind the cactus. They're amazing, these cactus, 150, 200 years old, and all the water that's in them, like they're so heavy, and they're just an amazing plant. They can survive with like 7 to 10 inches of rain per year, which is unbelievable. They have a very shallow root structure. Look at that. How mystical is that? What a beautiful shot. You could just feel the serenity. It was unbelievable. You're just like you're on the edge of reality looking at the stars twinkling behind the cactus. And you think of 150, 200 years of history here. This is a 30-minute exposure to get the star trails behind the cactus. I'm using bursts. I'm photographing 20-second exposures and stacking them up in Photoshop. It's morning and the sun's coming up. Unfortunately, not a really colorful sunrise, but we make do with the best we can. There's the moon behind the one cactus. Just a tiny little moon. Little tiny bit of color coming out now. Just very subtle. Now, not so much color here. I'm trying to get different clusters of cactus, trying to make them look as best as I can. I've never yet found the little cactus that's in the picture, the one cactus with the one perfect arm and a perfect bigger arm. You know, the one that's the symbol of a cactus. I just could not find one that looked exactly like that, try as I might. Spent days trudging around here looking at the different cactus. What a wonderful day. Now the sun's putting a little bit of a light show on for us. Look at that. See the way the arm of the cactus follows the curve of the mountain. A little more color again now. We're working on it. We're trying to work the cactus and get the best possible photographs we can. I'm not going to probably be here ever again. It's my second time in this cactus forest, and it's a very, very long drive from Kitchener. It's about 4 or 5 days in the van just to get here. They're taking it easy. I mean, we take pictures along the way and we camp out. We don't drive non-stop. But still, it's a major investment in time and in money. It takes a lot of gas. Every day you fill up, you're using $100, $150 worth of gas. Cactus are beautiful. My goodness, look at that. This is along the road, just at the side of the road. I just stopped in a pull-out and shot some pictures. I'm shooting with the 150 millimeter, 300 millimeter lens. So with my camera, that's between 3 and 600 millimeters here. And I'm using the tripod, shooting about f8 and f11. I'm using noise reduction and shake reduction, trying to get the best possible photographs that I can. Starry, starry night. Thanks for visiting Bella's Vistas. Please like and subscribe. Come on back soon.